What's up, you guys? It's Brandi. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. Today I'm coming on with a video that you guys have been requesting for quite some time, and I've been promising it to you for some time as well. So I'm finally deciding to sit down today in front of the camera and film this video. Now it's going to be a little bit lengthy because I want to make sure that I hit all of the points that I have written down and give you as much information as possible so you can be armed and equipped with what it is that you need when going to the store to purchase any of these items. Before getting into this video, because this is going to be a basic how to choose foundations, whether it's high-end or drugstore foundations. Now I am kind of new to makeup, so I'm just going to be giving you guys the tips that I have acquired over, the time that I've been wearing makeup, and also things that I've found that helped me. By no means am I like a makeup guru or artist or anything like that. This is just Brandi's information that I feel may help someone else. You can take it if you want. If you don't, it's up to you. So I just want to put that little PSA out there for you guys. First, what I want to talk about is you actually determining what your skin needs, what it looks like what are the undertones in your skin, what's your shade match, is your face lighter than your neck, what do you want to match the foundation to. So what I would recommend is first off getting a good mirror. Like I'm always filming with one right in front of me. I have a really good mirror where it has a magnification on one side and then regular on the other side, and then also getting in front of a huge window in your house or go outside where there's a lot of natural lighting. You want to use natural lighting when looking at your skin and choosing foundations because that's the truest light of all. And if you match with like artificial lights, which I film with a lot of times in addition to daylight, it's going to be a little bit deceiving. And also if you use that orangey light that a lot of us have in our homes, that's not the best light to choose foundations from. So you want to get in front of a large mirror, a large window and a mirror, and see what your face looks like without anything on it. So you want to take all of your makeup, everything off, and just examine your skin. Like, do I have oily skin? Do I have dry skin? Do I have a combination of it where I have some dry patches that I have to worry about and my T-zone is really oily? So you want to get that down first, and then you want to also look at your skin. Like with me, my face is actually lighter than the rest of my body. So how I match my foundations is to my neck because that's what I'm trying to blend and make it all look seamless with. So a lot of times I'll go in the store and if I would look at my face, I'm like, okay, I think this foundation matches my face. But that's wrong because I need it to match the rest of my body. After you've determined what your skin's needs are, you then want to go into undertones. Now undertones can be cool, they can be neutral, and they also can be warm. And it just depends on your skin. I'm more so a warm girl. Normally with my foundations and everything, that means I have golden yellow undertones to my skin. A lot of people who have cooler undertones, they have kind of that bluish look. And neutral is pretty much a mix between warm and cool. So you want to make sure you know what your undertones are for your skin. A lot of foundations do have it where they will label the foundation, this is for cooler tones, so they'll have a C or something like that. They'll have an N for neutral and then a W for warm. I know L'Oreal definitely has that in terms of drugstore foundations. In terms of high-end, a lot of them have it. I know Lancome does. Even if they don't have it where it's written with the name of the foundation, they'll have a description of it, or they'll have a section these are all of our cool shades, and then you can choose the numbering for that one, or these are all of our neutrals and you choose the numbering for that. So make sure you always know that when going into the store. So that'll, decrease the amount of foundations that you need to choose from automatically. Okay, next, after you decide what your undertone is, you then want to decide what your shade is. You want to choose what your skin tone is. And that's whether you're really dark, you're more of an olive skin tone, you're more of a fair skin tone. That's what it means in terms of shade. You want to get the right shade range. So this has nothing to do with undertones. Undertones is just what it is that's pulling out from within your skin. Is it warm that's pulling out, but you still need that shade match with the undertone. For me, a lot of times my shades are toffee, they may be caramel, they may be honey or warm honey or something like that. Those are the general category of shades that I lean toward when going to select a foundation. So you just have to choose what your shade is. A lot of times you may actually have to mix colors or mix foundations to get the perfect shade that you want. I don't like doing that as much. Like, I may use some foundations that I already have around the house that one might be too dark for me and one might be too light for me. So those are two that I reach for a lot of times when trying other foundations, to either lighten it up or darken it a little bit. Personally, I don't like having to buy two foundations in order to get my right shade. That to me just means this foundation isn't for me, but by all means you can definitely do that. You also need to realize that your shade is going to change with the seasons, especially if you're in a place where you get all seasons, where it's brutal winter and you have like little sunlight and you're not getting any sun to your skin, and then you have really super hot summers. Like for me, I live in the DMV area, which is DC, Maryland, Virginia. We pretty much get all seasons. So with me, my skin does change, or my color does change. So you're gonna have to have like a light color foundation for wintertime, and you're gonna have to have a darker or warmer shade for summertime when you get a tan. So just knowing that your foundation isn't gonna be something that you can use pretty much all year round. And also your skin itself is gonna change. Some months or sometimes out of the year you're gonna have drier skin, especially I know I do for the wintertime, and sometimes I have oilier skin or more normal skin in the summertime. So I have to kind of like cater my foundations to what my skin is doing at that time. So in terms of deciding what your shade is when you walk into the drugstore to find a foundation, or when you walk into like a Sephora or Nordstrom counter or somewhere that sells high-end, this is what I would recommend. In terms of drugstore, when you go into the store, what you first want to do is match the shade to whether it's your face or your neck. You want to know what you're going for. What color am I trying to get in this bottle of foundation? So what I will do is go into the drugstore, find one foundation that I think is my perfect shade, which most of the time I'm not right. So I will get that shade, and then I will get a shade that's lighter than that, like one step down, one that's lighter, and then also one step up, which is one that's a little bit darker than that one. I will buy all three of those shades and take them home and then test them out. When you get home, you want to be in front of natural lighting, and you want to have a good mirror in front of you as well. And you want to take like a swatch of each one of those and swipe it on the lower part of your chin or your face right here, all the way down to your neck, because this is what you're trying to blend and get to be seamless. So you want to do that and see what the shades look like. You're also going to notice the undertones in those at that point, and you're going to notice the shades of those. So you want to pick the one that's best for you. I don't like to be super orangey and super dark, and I also don't like to be really light and ashy. I like to be like right in the middle, where it's nice in a warm shade or warm color and undertone. So for me, that works, and I can take two of the shades back and get my money back, and then I have the perfect shade at home. So that's how I like to maneuver with the drugstore. In terms of high-end places, they offer small samples where they will put some of the foundation in like a little container for you, label it, where you can take it home, try it out for maybe 2 or 3 days to see how you like it in different lightings. How does it work with your skin type, whether you're oily or dry? And then after that, you can decide if you want to make the commitment and purchase it, or you're like, that's just not for me. Next, what you want to address when choosing a foundation is your skin type. If you have dry skin, you don't want to get foundations that are matte or really mattifying, because it's going to accentuate your dry skin. You want to lean more towards radiant or satin finish or luminous foundations that are lighter in weight, aren't really thick, because that's going to give you more hydration to your skin. If you have oily skin, you're going to want more of like demi-matte or semi-matte or just matte foundations in general. You can still work with luminous foundations for sure, but you just want to make sure your base underneath your skin is matte, and then you're putting that on top and then you're setting it. We can do a whole video about like how to apply foundations for different skin types later on. If you guys want to see that, make sure you give this a thumbs up, and also comment below, let me know. And then if you're someone who's more of a combination skin, which I feel like I am most of the time, so you can get away with using either foundations. You can use matte foundations, and you can use like super luminous dewy foundations. It just all depends on your application of it and what your skin is doing at that time. Next, when choosing a foundation, you want to go and see what coverage you want. And this means if you want light everyday coverage, you want medium coverage, or you want full on like spackle cake face coverage where you want none of your blemishes, nothing showing through. I like the medium coverage a lot of the times because you're right in the middle, and I like foundations that give you that buildable medium coverage also, where you can get away with using a little bit of it and it's going to be nice and light and still skin light and natural, or you can build it up to make it where it reaches that medium coverage potential. So it all depends on what coverage you're going for. A lot of times, like, I like all three. Like, sometimes I want just a nice BB cream that I can use on my skin and have super lightweight and still have some of my blemishes showing through. Some days I want medium coverage where I just want a little bit of myself peeking through, but I want it to still look put together and more polished. And then some days I'm like, I'm having a flare up and I want all of this to be covered. So I will go with more full coverage, but it's very rare for me that I go for full coverage because I still want to look like me at the end of the day when I take all my makeup off. And full coverage sometimes doesn't lend its hand to that. Like, you're still gonna look like you just took all your makeup off. You know what I'm saying? So that is pretty much it for this video. Hopefully it was helpful and it was logical and easy to understand. I will do a video of like my favorite foundations or talking about finishes and all of that for foundations. If you guys want to see that, just let me know in the comment section below and I will get that video to you. If you guys have any questions about something that I may have left out or you did not fully understand in this video, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and show your girl some love. If you are not a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button and join the family as always. And until next time, I will see all of you beauties later. Bye.